Hi there, I'm Lila Zayed of Best Companies Group. I'm going to take a few minutes to help you get the most out of your employee demographic report. If you're watching this video, your employees have likely completed our Employee Engagement and Satisfaction Survey. And on that survey tool, there are 80 questions, 78 of which are on a 5-point Likert scale, from strongly agree to strongly disagree, while the remaining 2 are open-ended. Now that your employees have taken the survey, let's get you their feedback. Here's a sample of our employee demographic report. On the y-axis, we've listed all of the questions that were asked of your employees. They were served to your employees as statements, such as, "I understand the long-term strategy of this organization," and your respondents were asked to then indicate their level of agreement from strongly disagree to strongly agree. We report on 8 core focus areas, such as leadership and planning and role satisfaction. Notice that each core focus area has an average as well. At a glance, you'll see which areas have high levels of agreement, as well as those that need your attention. On the x-axis, we've first reported on percent agreement and then on percent disagreement. If you've conducted the survey recently, we've also included percent agreement from your most recent survey year. And then to the right, we have our demographic categories. Those demographic categories include both personal demographics as well as workplace demographics. Personal demographics include age, gender, and ethnic background, while workplace demographics include length of service, status, job role, and department. Our reports don't reveal data for any category with fewer than 5 respondents for 2 reasons. Here's an example of that in column T. In this case, we have 2 respondents. The first reason that we don't report out is to protect the confidentiality of your respondents, while the second is because the response of fewer than 5 respondents would not be statistically significant anyhow. So, to read the report, first, visit the Overall Engagement section. In this sample report, there was an average of 83% engagement. That is, for all the questions in this section, there is an aggregate response average of 83%. Imagine that you have 10 employees and they're all in a boat rowing toward a destination. National workforce studies report an average of 25 to 40% engagement amongst U.S. employees. That's about 3 people rowing in the same direction with purpose, while the other 7 are maybe on a coffee break. In this sample, 83% of this population is engaged. That's 8 out of 10 people rowing in the same direction with purpose. Next, consider your survey average. Because we're measuring agreement with these recognized indicators of engagement and satisfaction, we consider levels of agreement above 70% to be a solid showing, while 80% agreement is considered greatness. In the disagreement column, any double-digit percentage indicates that at least 1 in 10 of your respondents disagree with this recognized attribute of engagement or satisfaction. In this case, we have a survey average of 82% agreement and 8% disagreement. Let's return to the top of the report now to dig into your data. Let's have a closer look at one of the survey questions. In the case of "I understand the long-term strategy of this organization," we have 64% of respondents responding that they either strongly or somewhat agree, while 21% strongly or somewhat disagree. You might notice that 64 and 21 don't add up to 100%. The remaining 15% selected a neutral response. All of the values to the right of these initial columns represent percentages of agreement reported by demographic category. 64% agreement leaves some room for improving. Because these reports are designed to be actionable, you'll be able to use the demographic categories to the right to determine where you'll need to focus your efforts. In this case, we'd look across the demographic categories and say, aha, it stands to reason that the longer a respondent has been with the organization, the more likely she is to agree with this statement, with 53% agreement amongst those who have been with the organization for less than a year and increasing gradually to 80% for those who have been employed for 10 years or more. To increase this score, you might incorporate more context sharing with junior associates, or take whatever action is appropriate given your workplace specifics. Many of our customers report having success by using the following methodology to get the most out of their reports. First, understand the basics as we've reviewed them. Next, identify your bottom set, that is, the attributes with the lowest levels of agreement and the highest levels of disagreement. Then, use the demographic categories of reporting to determine what action steps you'll take as an organization to increase your levels of agreement with these indicators of employee engagement and satisfaction. Lastly, consider using one of our mid-year pulse surveys to measure progress against those goals, to be sure you're having the desired impact, without having to wait a full year to remeasure. We at Best Companies Group are thrilled to have helped you gather your employee feedback. If you'd like to learn even more about how to get the most out of your process, download our tips for reading your employee demographic report, or contact us to learn more about our pulse surveys, advanced reporting, or to set up an analysis call with our team. Email us at reports@bestcompaniesgroup.com to learn more. Thank you.